and try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. 2 people reported dead, more than a dozen injured, 10 of them in critical condition in a mass shooting at a K-8 Catholic school in Minneapolis.
Heard probably about 15 to 20 gunshots in about 30 seconds.
That man was nearby. Mayor Jacob Fry spoke moments ago.
These were Minneapolis families. These were American families. And the amount of pain that they are suffering right now is extraordinary.
CBS Minnesota's Caroline Cummings at the scene.
A lot of people still here watching, not taking their eyes off of what is behind me, which is the entrance to that school as you see children leaving to meet their parents, who I'm sure are holding their children so tight today. And I think any parent in Minnesota is thinking about that hug that they're going to give their child when he returns home from school.
Police say an 8-year-old and 10-year-old were killed and that the gunman fired weapons through windows from outside. CBS's Nicole Skanga says the gunman died of a self-inflicted wound.
We're told that the male suspect was wearing all black. He used a rifle, and right now police searching for any additional weapons, any improvised explosives. There is no current threat to the public at this time.
CBS's Linda Kenyon says President Trump has been briefed.
In a statement released on social media, President Trump said, quote, "I have been fully briefed on the tragic shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The FBI quickly responded, and they are on the scene. The White House will continue to monitor this terrible situation." The president's statement ends with, quote, "Please join me in praying for everyone involved."
In other news, the federal takeover in Washington, D.C. expands with new action today.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says his department is taking over Union Station amid an outcry from some residents and district officials over President Trump's crackdown on the nation's capital.
Not a power play. We've always had it.
Duffy says the soaring building with breathtaking architecture that opened in 1907 has fallen into disrepair.
We think that we can manage the property better.
Armed National Guard troops are patrolling the station. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
Lawyers for Kilmar Abrego Garcia have told a judge he wants to seek asylum in the United States. The 30-year-old Salvadoran national is in ICE custody in Baltimore after leaving a Tennessee jail on Friday. The Powerball jackpot has grown to an estimated $850 million. It's the 6th largest prize in that game's history. Wall Street, right now the Dow is up 95 points. The S&P is up 13. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast.
from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The attempted kidnapping of a bikini barista, the story coming up. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. In Seattle, a semi-truck is blocking the Spring Street on-ramp to southbound I-5. Use another option to get on the freeway. Still some solid volumes out there. Travel time Everett to Seattle, half an hour. Federal Way to Seattle, just under an hour. Renton to Bellevue, 48 minutes. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
We are not leaving.
Demonstrators stormed the Redmond office of Microsoft's president, claiming Israel is using the company's technology in the war in Gaza.
7 pro-Palestinian protesters, including 2 employees, locking themselves in the executive suite. Here's President Brett Smith.
The Redmond police literally had to take them out of the building.
Their actions follow a recent report by The Guardian, alleging Israel Defense Forces use Microsoft technology for surveillance of civilians in Gaza. Smith says the company is doing a formal review of those allegations, but adds,
"Look, Microsoft is not a government. It's not a country. It's a company."
Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
The protesters face potential charges of trespassing, resisting arrest, and obstruction. A 19-year-old man is facing charges after allegedly trying to pull a bikini barista out of a drive-through window in Lakewood earlier this month. She fought him off. The News Tribune was in court when the man pleaded not guilty yesterday to attempted first-degree kidnapping. A person of interest has been arrested after the remains of a Washington state woman missing for a year were found in a storage locker in the Dalles, Oregon. Police say she's been identified as 39-year-old Mi Hong Hee, originally from China, but had been staying in the Klickitat County town of Glenwood until her disappearance. A Marysville man is talking about defying the odds by surviving a rare flesh-eating infection. Ted Nealon tells KIRO 7 TV he nearly lost his leg.
They carved away about a quarter of the tissue from behind my knee. So that's all, like, down to the bone.
What began as a small wound turned into 28 days of surgeries and skin grafts. Now back home, Ted says he's filled with gratitude and a renewed sense of purpose. A mother cat and her 4 kittens were rescued from a mailbox in Roy. Brianne Kelly's fostering the feline family.
How horrible can you imagine to be just dumped in a box like that? Blackness and not know where you are and be with your brand new babies.
She tells KIRO 7 TV the cats are now healthy enough to be adopted out. Another construction project is set for I-5 near the Ship Canal Bridge.
Unlike the recent Revive I-5 disruption, this time workers below deck for drainage installation. Wednesday and Thursday, the express lanes will shut down at 9 p.m. That's 2 hours earlier than normal. Traffic will shift to the main line, but the impact should be minimal. Service will return to normal by the morning commute. Aside from these full closures, the express lanes will have single lane closures through September 11th, starting at 7 p.m. Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Possible showers today with highs around 80. It's 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
What's up, everybody? It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday, August 27th. All right, full stop. I want to be transparent with y'all. Since we're family, we do this show every day. Today, I probably shouldn't have come to work today.
Oh, no.
No, hear me out.
Don't start off that way.
Oh, I want to be transparent.
Yes.
Or I want to tell them the truth.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. I probably should not have come to work today. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm in a foul mood. Came in, started our morning show with Ursula and Chef. I went off about 3 or 4 times on a tangent. And so I'm going to say 2 things. 1, grateful to have my coworkers be here for me because Ursula and Chef let me vent, because I vented a lot. That's 1. And 2, it just goes to show you that sometimes it's okay to just be like, you know what? I'm not having a great day.
No.
Acknowledge it and keep going.
Yes.
So
true.
So I just want to tell you guys, I'm being very now look.
Yes, and we're family. It's like we're having a discussion at the kitchen table.
Is it proper radio to do that? No, but when have I ever been proper doing this job? So I just want to just tell the truth. Ursula, good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you.
Yeah.
One of the most expensive places to live in the entire world thinks it has the solution to affordable housing. And we want to know, is this an idea that we could bring here? So that is something that we're going to discuss coming up at 9:30. I'm looking at this very disturbing situation going on in Minneapolis where police say 2 children are dead and 17 others are injured in a shooting. And so we will have more on that coming up at the bottom of the hour when we get an update from CBS News. But, man, that is just a horrible way to start the day. As always, we invite you to join us on our KIRO News Radio text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Let's get to it.
Ursula's top stories of the day, brought to you by Bath Fitter Northwest.
King County's Department of Community and Human Services is under fire this morning after a scathing new audit reveals sloppy oversight and possible fraud in some of its largest youth-focused programs.
I was alarmed by the level of internal control failure that we encountered during this audit.
That is King County Auditor Kimber Waltmanson, who told the County Council that her audit looked at 4 initiatives: family intervention and restorative services, liberation and healing from systemic racism, restorative community pathways, and stopping the school-to-prison pipeline. All of those programs are designed to keep kids out of the criminal justice system by offering counseling, diversion, or community support. But as the county's grant-making exploded, and when we say exploded, that's actually an understatement because it jumped. So the grant making jumped from $22 million in 2019 and the fiscal year to $1.5 billion in 2024 and 2025. This audit basically shows that the department simply could not keep pace with oversight. And get this, the auditors only reviewed 2% of the spending. And the Seattle Times reports they still found red flags everywhere, including invoices being altered, one group claiming $7,000 when the original bill was only $1,000, another group authorized to spend $63,000 on subcontractors, ended up burning through nearly $440,000 instead. There was an executive director who reimbursed him or herself $12,000 in a single month and then paid their own side business. There were stipends, there were prepaid cards that were handed out without any proper logs or receipts, sometimes totaling tens of thousands of dollars. Now, most of this happened during Dow Constantine's tenure. The new county executive, Shannon Braddock, who took office just in April, says 9 contracts have already been canceled. More could follow, and she's bringing in outside consultants now to tighten financial oversight. But she admits that full reforms may not be in place until 2027. Councilmember Reagan Dunn tells KOMO 4 News that's just too long to wait.
Here we are with the results of a unmitigated disaster of a grant program that must be repaired because King County is coming to the taxpayers with 5 new taxes this year. Okay, we can't ask people to fund 5 taxes when we cannot get our financial house in order. And that is what it's all about, trust and accountability to the public.
So what do you make of this?
There's consequences when you have politicians that love to look good on stage with black folks and tell the world and the cameras that they're investing into the community. Some of these politicians don't care about sticking around after the photo op to actually put in the work and build the system that works. You can't throw checks and money around. You have to invest in it. When a startup gets investors, they have to show results to those investors, usually quarterly, monthly, depending on how it is structured. They got to open up their books. Someone is always looking over their shoulder to help them actually build the organization. 2020, let's go back to that time. You guys remember, Ursula, you remember what we were talking about. The cash exploded. Tens of millions of dollars turned into well over $1 billion in just a few years. A lot of the controls can't keep up. A lot of these grantees were flagged as high risk.
Yeah, half of them.
Invoices not really vetted, prepaid cards and stipend with weak tracking, unapproved, subs getting paid, even altered paperwork. This is what happens when leaders face and chase photo ops. Hey, everybody, look what I did. Here's the money. Cheese. And then you don't stick around to invest in these organizations. So don't blame the community. The idea of diversion actually works. Ursula, we both agree on that. What doesn't work was when you don't have oversight. And now you don't have oversight. You don't have checks and balances, and then you're forcing Ursula to lead off the story with this right here, and now what's going to happen? Guess who's going to be impacted by this? Exactly. So the next time you get on stage telling everybody, look at what I'm doing, and giving these folks money to these programs that definitely can work and could be a good idea, make sure you stick around for the checks and balances.
Yeah. You nailed it on top of on your point of them looking for that photo op and looking to look good within certain communities. But I do want to ask, will these groups and individuals that are accused of essentially grifting be forced to pay back that money? What kind of recourse is available? Could anyone potentially face criminal charges if they were actually stealing that money? And this does put a very negative light on those types of programs, which will hurt those that are actually doing good work. But the egregious lack of oversight occurred. I looked at who was the director of that department. It was Leo Floor, who was the director of the department. He was the one who was in charge when the bulk of the money was doled out. He quietly stepped down in February of last year. Did he know what was coming down the pike? I ask. The current director is Kelly Ryder, who has to clean up this mess. Will anyone in the department be held accountable? I want to know that. Yeah. And finally, as a King County taxpayer, and Reagan Dunn was right on that, I've essentially reading through this and just knowing what has been going on and just keep asking for more and more money. I'm going to vote no on anything that includes spending more money until I feel that the county has made dramatic changes when it comes to oversight and accountability with the taxpayer money that they already have. And coming from me, that is unusual to say. I'm just going to flat out say no.
So, if this type of stuff, if they lose Ursula, hear me out, y'all. If they lose Ursula, they're going to lose a whole lot of people. And you see, this is what happens when you just do a photo op and you don't do accountability and you don't do any type of structure. Let me put it in layman's terms, Ursula. Okay, so let's just say you and me, we're friends. You got the money. I don't make money. I got this business over here. Now, every single month prior to my ask of you to give me funds, every month I bring in a grand total of about $2,500 a month. Let's just say that. And then all of a sudden, I ask you for some money, Ursula. And Ursula, you come and you make it rain on me. And now my monthly net every month, I'm bringing in $50,000, $60,000 a month. Here's my question. If you gave me that money, I go from $2,500 a month to $65,000 a month. What do you think would happen if there was no oversight? Don't you guys think that I would lose my damn mind and go crazy with the money?
Some people will.
Most people will. Most people will. If they all of a sudden start getting money out of nowhere and there's no checks and balances, 99%
the temptation would be great for a lot of people.
Yes.
Unfortunately, and I think it is criminal all around, truly. But I'm going to give you this next story. I told Chef this morning, I said these first two stories just aggravate me to great depths. Okay, so here we go. So it's not going to help your mood any. But after spending more than $30 million and spending also nearly a decade on it, the state is hitting pause on its big plan to modernize the workers' compensation system. Another story out of the Seattle Times. This project was supposed to overhaul the clunky, decades-old technology that processes medical claims for injured workers. So instead, according to a state IT memo, it is now stuck in neutral. It's plagued by leadership turnover, finger-pointing between agencies, and yes, ballooning costs. And this whole thing started in 2015, but 10 years later, it still hasn't even moved past the planning stage. We're talking, again, $30 million, another $240 million, and 9 more years needed, they say. 6 project directors have cycled through this since 2019. Critics say morale is low, management is indecisive, oversight is confusing at best. Governor Bob Ferguson insists he still backs his agency heads and promises to, quote, get this project on track. But for now, WaTech, which is the state's IT watchdog, has frozen all the spending and has told labor and industries to regroup. And the agency is stressing that the current system they have, even though it's outdated, is still handling its 100,000 injury claims and $2.6 billion in annual payments. But even L&I admits that this old tech is risky and inefficient. So again, spending more than $30 million, almost 10 years on this, and they're like, not working.
And what do you think? And what do you think people will remember of the first 2 stories that you just told today, Ursula?
A big fat waste of taxpayer dollars.
And of the waste, of the mismanagement, the one that with millions of dollars being tossed around, and that deal. It feels like that is baked in, that people think that that's politics as usual. Most people do. The way the system is, nobody's going to forget what is going on with the mismanagement of the diversion programs. They won't forget that, but people will forget this one.
We'll make sure that they don't forget it.
Yes. Ursula, I'm not saying that you will. I'm not saying that you will. I'm just saying.
No, this is outrageous. This cannot be par for the course. This cannot be, okay. Why aren't people being held accountable? When all those grifters and fraudsters during the pandemic, remember the woman, was it Susie Levine, who ended up getting promoted, failing upwards, even though hundreds of millions of dollars were stolen. These are taxpayer dollars.
Can I answer why? Because there's never been a time in our history of this country where they've had to be accountable. Like, it's always looked at that's just politics. That's just government.
But you know how you hold people accountable? That's how you vote. That's how you vote. If you don't like what's happening, that's how you vote. If they're wasting taxpayer money, I'm going to vote no. You don't deserve more taxpayer money. If your workplace blew through $30 million in taxpayer dollars and had nothing to show for it after 10 years, would anyone have their job still?
No.
And here's another thought.
What do you got?
Seattle is home to Amazon, Microsoft, and some of the biggest tech companies. And yet we cannot manage to upgrade a workers' comp system without lighting millions of taxpayer dollars on fire? Like, what the?
Think
about this.
Somebody got
if we can't do it here, where?
Somebody got on our show and told us it'd be a boneheaded idea to any type of.
I don't get it. But anyway, okay, well, speaking of Microsoft, there was a dramatic scene yesterday at Microsoft's Redmond headquarters. Activists with a group called No Azure for Apartheid actually made it into President Brad Smith's office. And they are blasting the company, saying the company's software is being used to target Palestinians.
What happens as a result is that every phone call is recorded, it is transcribed from Arabic, it is translated and used in targeting for anything that the Israeli military would like to do. That is a shame.
Former Microsoft employee Abdul Muhammad spoke with KIRO 7 TV, and he says they're going to continue to fight for change.
Gaza for us is something that we are willing to give our employment, our livelihood, our bodies, put them on the line. As long as Microsoft continues to do its business with the Israeli military and government, we will not stop, we will not rest until divestment happens.
Now, for the company's part, they claim most of the work that they do with Israel involves cybersecurity. Redmond police say they arrested 7 people, including 2 Microsoft employees, and the charges now range from trespassing to resisting arrest. Microsoft's security team even said activists tried planting listening devices like phones hidden under furniture. What do you think?
Minority Report. I don't know if you ever seen that movie about Tom Cruise. In that movie, they had like a specialized police department apprehending criminals out there because it was so much chaos. And you look at the movies, Ursula, you look at Total Recall back in the day, and you think to yourself, there's no way that would happen today. And Ursula, what we are seeing today is absolutely on track for that. When I saw this yesterday, how they breached and got into the office
of the president of the company.
And these folks, they are organized. They have a PIO, right? Public Information Officer. The
protesters.
The protesters, they're able to tell exactly what their demands, what their next plan is. I think, listen, if there is a protester that is a part of that, you know what? And you're listening right now, I'm sorry, y'all. I want nothing to do with y'all. I don't like how y'all operate. I don't like this uncivilized stuff. Do I like what Microsoft and what you guys are talking about? No, I don't like it. And there was one sound, and I don't know if you guys ended up finding that, where they said, well, do you guys think this is working? And to which one of the protesters says, you're talking about it, aren't you?
I know. And it made it now for the second time on our top stories. And
you know what,
there was
Ursula,
a part of me
I feel like
asking myself,
I want to know.
am I contributing to this by reporting on it? But I mean, it did happen. The fact that you've got protesters actually getting into the president's office of a major company like Microsoft, that's for one thing, they need to step up their security measures. The other thing is some of these folks are actual employees of the company, and they are so confident and so deeply into their message and this protest that they're willing to give it up to get the message across. I mean, do you actually think that's a good thing, or is that admirable, or is that like you're being foolish?
I think you're being foolish, but I think there's potentially someone listening to me saying that you're being foolish, and I think there's some people that probably says, no, G, you're being foolish because you don't want to do enough to change things. And to which I say, maybe you're right. Me personally, maybe I've lived in this world too much, too long, where I thought decorum and class and trying to do things the right way, but breaking into offices, going there, I ain't doing that. Going to businesses, putting paint all over it, I'm not doing that either. So I guess if I am outdated in my thinking, then I tell you what, y'all, then I'll just stay outdated. I'm never doing it that way, and I'm never going to agree with that. Never. You know what they say, never say never? I'm never going to agree with that. Going to a private place and doing that to a business. Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, 9:47, there is something happening that wants you to divorce your wife. We'll talk about that at 9:47. But coming up next, Seattle launches an affordable housing investment. Oh, boy. We're going to see what you guys think about this one. Gee and Ursula.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, your decking headquarters since 1907.
Start having fun.
Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Hartley Wilcox here from Wilcox Family Farms. It's been fun meeting people at our recent egg demo events. I'm often asked, what do the hens eat? Well, Wilcox hens eat natural grains, seeds, and grass. They forage for worms and bugs, and their diet is free from pesticides and fertilizers. For fresh local eggs, look for Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Town & Country Markets, or Amazon Fresh. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Eric Butler here, General Manager at Kia of Everett. This Labor Day, reward yourself with the drive of the future. Go electric and save big. Time's running out on thousands in federal EV tax credits ending September 30th. Combine that with Kia of Everett's Labor Day savings on award-winning Kia EVs, and you've got simple, easy, fun deals worth celebrating. Take advantage of this opportunity. Stop by today or visit KiaofEverett.com.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With Fresh Pass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR and the letter U.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
CBS News special report. 2 children ages 8 and 10 were killed, 14 children and 3 adults wounded in a mass shooting at a Catholic K-8 school in Minneapolis. Mayor Jacob Fry.
I'm so deeply saddened and I'm so sorry to the families that I know are suffering right now.
Police Chief Brian O'Hara says it happened during morning mass.
This was a deliberate act of violence against innocent children and other people worshiping.
He says the gunman who took his own life fired from outside through the windows. He had 3 weapons. CBS Minnesota reporter Caroline Cummings.
I'm right in front of the entrance to the school. There is people with looks of just shock and horror on their face, witnessing this unfold in real time and knowing it happened in their community, in their backyard.
President Trump has been briefed, calling it a terrible situation. CBS News special report. I'm Steve Kathan.
And I'm Heather Bosch. Patients are already rushing to schedule appointments before they lose options under cuts from President Trump's big, beautiful bill. That's what doctors are telling Washington Congresswoman Kim Schreier.
I want to make sure people understand. I want to set off the alarm bells, and I certainly want to hear from my constituents when they get their open enrollment statements about what has happened with their insurance premiums.
She says the bill passed in July makes significant cuts to Medicaid and will lead to more expensive health care overall. Supporters insist that bill cuts wasteful spending. Seattle reaches a record-breaking $15 million settlement with Uber Eats. The city claims the company violated worker protection laws. Shawnee Wheeler with the King County Central Labor Council.
We're sending a clear message to companies like Uber that you cannot build your business here, exploiting people, and get away with it.
Uber Eats denies wrongdoing, but more than 16,000 app-based workers will receive back pay and damages. New details on the number of Fred Meyer employees affected by upcoming store closures. KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas reports.
The company now announcing it's cutting 172 positions in Kent, in Everett, 189, in Redmond, 194, and in Seattle, just over 200. All of those cuts slated to start in October.
Under the workers' contracts, they are expected to be moved to jobs at other Kroger stores. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 97 points, NASDAQ down about 5. KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound near South 272nd Street. That's in Kent. In Seattle, a semi-truck is blocking the Spring Street on-ramp to southbound I-5. Travel times are dropping. Everett to Seattle, 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 46 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 39. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Possible showers today with highs around 80. It's 67 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show after our last segment. I'm not sure you're going to be in the mood for this next one, but okay, if you look at King 5's headline this morning, it says Seattle launches record $170 million affordable housing investment. It's the kind of headline we keep seeing over and over and over again. And the question is, are these hundreds of millions of dollars that we're spending on affordable housing making it possible for average people to afford a place to live? Is it time to finally look for an entirely different kind of solution? And the reason we bring this up, G, is because the New York Times wrote about a successful affordable housing solution in one of Europe's most expensive countries, and that is Switzerland. So over there, co-op housing is taking off, with some cities shooting for 1 in 3 residents living in a co-op within 15 years. So this is how it would work. Instead of purchasing an apartment, the people will buy shares in the nonprofit cooperative that owns the entire building. So it's like a large security deposit. And the amount that you put in can vary. It's usually between $5,000 to $30,000. And then that money is used by the co-op to operate and maintain the property. So it's like a pool of money. And the idea is to remove the profit motive from housing. And it basically works because now rent is based on the cost. Your monthly rent isn't determined by the market. Instead, it is calculated just to cover the actual building's costs, the mortgage, the maintenance, the taxes, the utilities, and there's no landlord adding a profit margin. There's also no capital gain. So when you move out, you get to sell your share back to the co-op for the exact same price that you originally paid. They don't make a profit, and this will prevent the apartments from being flipped for higher prices and will ensure that they remain affordable. So in Zurich, for example, already nearly 1 in 5 apartments is a co-op, and the city wants that to be 1 in 3 by 2050. So what are your thoughts about co-op living?
Well, with this, I love it because when people always ask, where will the money come from? Where will the money come from? The government helps out. And, you know, I think there is a stigma attached to when a government helps you. You see what I'm saying? And there should be no stigma because the government pays X amount of money for all of our defense, right? And by the way, we never question how much money is spent on the Department of Defense. I'd agree It's definitely necessary. It is needed. Shout out to all of our armed forces. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate you. But Ursula, in this case, yes, I'm for it. And I'll offer this because sometimes I get caught in my feelings about this topic of affordable living and wages. Ursula, can this model that we're currently in, can this sustain? And if you say, yes, it can sustain, or no, it can't sustain, then what would be an alternative to make things better? What would make things better? Because right now, it doesn't seem like housing is becoming any more affordable. Year after year, it's becoming crazy.
One of the things that we talked about yesterday was, are we heading toward a recession? And the chief economist of Moody's was saying that a third of the country already is there, and then another chunk of the country is on the brink, and we are one of those states that is at risk for it. The reason I bring it up is because Mike Lewis, who was filling in for you yesterday, brought up that while there's so many bad things about a recession, one of the things could be that it would help lower prices when it comes to, because you said, is this sustainable? No. I mean, the fact that we're talking about $1 million essentially being a starter home in Seattle, or even $500,000 being a starter home, no, it can't. The other thing that you said is there's a stigma attached to getting help from the government. Government should be there to help out. What also doesn't work is government, like the last two stories that we talked about, squandering money, taxpayers' hard-earned money for things that aren't working. So I think that's where a lot of people are gun-shy. Mm-hmm. Because it seems like we keep putting more and more money into this affordable housing crisis, sure, and yet the problem seems to be getting worse and worse. Now, I love coming up with different, who does this hurt to do co-op housing? Really? Mm-hmm. So that could be something that, if there were enough people interested and if there was a will, there's a way, right, would that be something that we would try? Now, my sister lived in a co-op building in the University District, and there were great things about it. Mm-hmm. She had huge HOA fees. There were great things about it, and she actually did. So it worked a little bit differently than what we're talking about here in Switzerland, but there's also things that you give up living in a co-op.
You made the comment about things that have been tried. You want to know what hasn't been tried? And there was one time.
Universal basic income.
Oh, okay, but hear me out. That's where I was going, yes. But what was it successful when folks got stimulus checks here in this country?
In the immediate? Yes. And was there also fraud? Yes. But did it help? That was something no one questioned. No one questioned.
When you're talking about.
I'm talking about fraud when it came to businesses. Especially.
Okay, so real quick.
Yes.
When we talk about fraud and people think about the fraud that happened, in your mind, who are you thinking of? Are you thinking about the Tom Brady's and all of the people that got the PPPs?
Yes. Huh. That's who I think of, or the people who got the loans and then ended up buying boats and other goodies when it had nothing to do with keeping people employed during the pandemic.
So why can't we try that? If we've never tried that here in this country before, and we've tried everything else and nothing seems to work.
Co-op housing? I would totally be into it. I mean, we have to get really creative.
Would you? And you think people would be okay with that, even though it comes from government, gives help for this? They'd be okay with that?
The residents, like your share purchase is basically like a collective down payment, mm-hmm, but I think people are really reticent about the idea of government-run housing because they think of Cabrini Green. But if you're talking about a co-op where people are individually invested in it and manage it themselves, I don't see why people would object to that.
But Chef, in this case, the government helps. Can this country align and agree with government help on this.
If we agree that average people need the same help that, say, Boeing
Corporations
does or
do.
other companies do when they get massive land deals and tax breaks in order to start a company and build in a certain state or area,
Chef,
then yes.
we can't agree on that.
Maybe we should be talking about it.
I know.
But
our
I
country
think
is
us
okay
talking-
with a bank bailout, but lo and behold, giving a family $1,000.
It's so true. It's so true. And Gee, that's why it's important for you to have this platform, because we need to keep pushing different ways for people to think, because I think we've been conditioned to think.
But that ain't wild. That ain't wild to y'all. That one person is okay with a bank getting billions of dollars of bailout, but don't give the Jenkins family $1,000
because they might buy Haagen-Dazs with that ice cream.
Boy, I tell you, you be finishing my days.
Okay.
Coming
We're late again.
Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, this new service is going to lead to divorce. I'm going to tell you how Spotify is trying to break up homes. Next, Gee and Ursula.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Every day when I drive to work, I'm just reminded about how much I love my car. It's so reliable. It is a Subaru Outback. I've been driving it since 2016, and it still feels like new. I bought it at Carter Subaru, and the reason I went there is because we had an earlier experience with them buying another car. It was my mother-in-law's car, actually, but now we get to have it. And she also bought that from Carter Subaru. Why? Because they know how to treat their customers right. And right now, they've got the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on through the end of this month. Carter Subaru has a fantastic selection. They are the only dealership in Seattle with the 2025 Outback at 0% for 36 months on approved credit. Or take advantage of the federal tax credit before it goes away and lease a 2025 Subaru Solterra and get a credit of up to $7,500. Head into Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard today.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The max amount financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, we've got a new administration. What have we seen as a result at the IRS?
Well, the result that I think everyone is seeing is, unfortunately, reduction in staff.
And yet people think that because of those reductions, they're in a better spot.
Well, it's not necessarily the case, because the IRS is still going to work with the staff that they have. And in fact, their collection activity is going up.
But now is also the best time to get something done that could be favorable to the taxpayer who owes.
It's very interesting. I've had 2 cases now that I was able to get settled with the IRS fairly quickly and with some excellent results. I think they're just trying to get any case where there's a real live person working on it through the system quicker. They're needing to handle a lot more cases. The caseload isn't going to slow down.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-0000. 1967, or Google NUNN. None better, tax resolution.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Hey, Chef, I told you and said to you and Ursula that I really wanted to hear from Uncle John today. Are we going to talk to Uncle John?
Yes, sir.
We sure are.
Former King County Sheriff John Urquhart is going to join the show, and I need Uncle John.
You just sound like you lost your puppy right now.
Full disclosure?
Yeah, you just sound like you just got punched.
Jesus and Kent just text in, with all the help that we hand out with food stamps, look at what has been bought. They buy junk food. When they crack down on it, everything goes to hell. I'm all for investing in people, but if that person does not invest in themselves, I would just kick them to the curb. Ursula, can I ask you a question?
That hurt your heart.
Do you ever eat ice cream? Do you ever eat junk food? I eat junk food too.
I'm hooked on caramel M&Ms at the moment.
Are you guys going to tell me that I'm not investing myself because I love damn peanut M&Ms? You asked me, was it?
You have to. I know. Yeah, we're
okay.
The show today is full transparency.
Spotify.
Okay.
Is coming for your marriage.
Ooh.
Check this out. On Spotify, you go on there. DMs are now open. Are coming to Spotify. DMs. You will be able to slide in somebody's DMs. Yes, your music app wants you to also now chat inside of that app. You'll be able to share a song or a podcast. And yes, message a friend or someone you want to cozy up with, and right there inside of Spotify. It's rolling out in select markets, works for free, and then it's premium. And if you got to be 16 and up, let me be very clear on how it goes down. Ursula, you're in Spotify. You get a song. All of a sudden, you get a message from this G. Scott. G. Scott sends you a message and says, hey, Ursula, looks like you love Taylor Swift just like I do.
Uh-huh.
Wow, we had that in common. So somebody might be listening to me and saying, okay, G, you're being ridiculous. But then there's some of you all that are listening to me that knows how much of a connection that music can be. And I ain't got to argue with you because this is your wheelhouse. You know dang on well people vibe off of music.
I love music, and I enjoy my Amazon Music. But ain't
nobody sliding up in your DMs.
But you know that I spend a lot of time on TikTok.
And they slide in your DMs.
And I just was the reason I was looking down at my phone because I wanted to show you all the recent DMs that I get on TikTok.
Go ahead, read them. Read them.
Okay.
But no. You said
Hello,
you said today.
Beautiful. Hi. Would you mind if I start texting you? Would you be interested in getting to know me? I mean, it says on my profile, married, happily married, mother of 2. I couldn't make it anymore. I have posts of my family. I have posts of my husband, long live Mark. It doesn't stop. Spotify throwing in DMs there is not going to make it any more tempting if you're not open to that.
Okay. All right, Ursula. You know why? You know why the good Lord put you and I together?
Why is that?
Because I am like your spirit animal. Okay. I'm the one that's going to tell you things. No, this world sometimes is nasty. Now, you got those DMs that you just read. Now, I want you to think about that one person who has a husband that does not pay attention to her, has that husband that just all the times on the weekends, he's gone, he's traveling, he doesn't pay attention to her at all. And then all of a sudden,
getting all sorts of attention.
She's on Spotify and they're sliding up in her DMs or they're on TikTok telling them how beautiful they are. Ursula, you don't think that these things can weigh in on the marriage?
Yeah, I think that would happen anywhere. I mean, what Spotify is trying to do is just...
Is to jump into it.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you done lost your old lady because of Spotify. Who would have ever...
Old lady.
They don't say that no more?
No.
Wait, they don't?
Or maybe some people do. Maybe I'm just more sensitive to this.
Is that derogatory?
Yes.
Anyone who's at risk of losing their wife to a Spotify DM says it.
Yes. That is too funny.
Ursula, you can't say that. That's my old lady no more.
That's my old lady. I know someone said if Mark said that to me,
yeah,
I'd be like, dude, you're sleeping on the couch.
Really? Okay. All right, guys. I'm outdated. I'm going to call Lillian up here in the break and ask her. I thought that was a term of like, hey, that's my old lady. Man.
Maybe it is. Maybe I'm off.
Hey, text in if you guys think that that is a bad thing to say. That's my old lady.
Oh, Bobby in Tacoma says, I say it and my girl is 38.
Okay.
I might just be a little sensitive, new decade.
Nick, what Gen Z saying about this? My old lady.
I know they're not saying my old lady.
I think it's a little date. I think
Thank you.
post 40, it's okay to say. Anything under that, it's like, what are you doing now?
Wait, hold up. Post 40?
Anything after 40, you say old lady, it's fine. Under that, I don't think you say that.
No,
Rochelle in the 206 says, gee, you're killing me with the old lady deal.
Thank you.
Let me
Rochelle,
go. I gotta go out in the newsroom.
Yeah, my old lady.
My old lady.
No.
Chef, am I good?
How about my partner? No,
nope.
You're not good. You're on your own, dude.
Oh, shoot. Lillian just texted. She just said, yeah, don't do that. Dang it. All right. Uncle John Urquhart's coming in next. Gee Ursula.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. we're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Is it me, or is it musty?
Oh, damp. Check the bathroom.
Damp! Wait!
Yeah?
I'm ordering damp rid!
Get rid of the damp by trapping excess moisture with Damp Rid.
Homeowners, federal tax credits on heat pumps end soon. Home Comfort Alliance can help you save up to 75% on new in-stock heat pumps with combined discounts, utility rebates, and expiring federal tax credits on systems installed by December 31st. These are new in-stock high-efficiency models that will make your home comfortable year-round. Federal tax credits expire December 31st, so don't wait. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. It's Home Comfort Alliance, the comfort people.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. 2 children, ages 8 and 10, were killed when a gunman opened fire at their Catholic church and school in Minneapolis. Mayor Jacob Fry.
Don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church.
14 children and 3 adults were wounded in the attack. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says the gunman who took his own life had 3 weapons and fired from outside through windows.
The sheer cruelty and cowardice of firing into a church full of children is absolutely incomprehensible.
CBS Minnesota's Caroline Cummings at the scene.
I just saw walk past us a family with their 2 young boys, and the mother was just overcome with emotion.
CBS's Linda Kenyon.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirms President Trump has spoken with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Earlier, the president released a statement on social media that reads in part, I have been fully briefed on the tragic shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The FBI quickly responded, and they are on the scene. The White House will continue to monitor this terrible situation.
Also in Washington today, CBS's Allison Keyes tells us about an expansion of the federal takeover.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says his department is taking over Union Station amid an outcry from some residents and district officials over President Trump's crackdown of the nation's capital.
Not a power play. We've always had it.
Duffy says the soaring building with breathtaking architecture that opened in 1907 has fallen into disrepair.
We think that we can manage the property better.
Armed National Guard troops are patrolling the station.
Federal health officials have just approved Pfizer's updated COVID-19 shot, but with limits for many adults and children. Lawyers for Kilmar Abrego Garcia have told a judge he wants to seek asylum in the U.S. Abrego Garcia is now held by ICE in Baltimore after his release from a Tennessee jail. Overseas, as the Venice Film Festival kicks off, activists are hoping to redirect the spotlight from the Hollywood stars to Gaza with an anti-war demonstration.
What we want to do right now is actually to bring the attention to what is happening, bring awareness, and have this sort of pool of people to ask this for this to stop.
And Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice has been suspended 6 games by the NFL. Last month he pleaded guilty to felony charges in the wake of a high-speed highway crash. Wall Street Dow is up 83. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
A rare case of flesh-eating bacteria in western Washington. The story coming up, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Kent, it looks like the crash has been cleared from I-5 northbound near South 272nd Street. I'm not seeing a backup there anymore. In Seattle, the semi-truck is no longer blocking the Spring Street on-ramp to southbound I-5. Travel times continued to drop. Everett to Seattle, 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 34. Renton to Bellevue, 28. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Local leaders are reacting to the mass shooting at a Catholic school and church in Minneapolis. Washington Congressman Adam Smith writing, "I am deeply saddened to hear the news about the horrific shooting," adding, "As we in Washington prepare to head back to school, no child, teacher, or their families should worry about walking through the classroom doors." And Washington Congressman Dan Newhouse offered his condolences, posting this on social media. "I wish the families, first responders, and community courage and resilience in light of this tragedy." 7 pro-Palestinian demonstrators, including 2 Microsoft employees, are facing potential charges after storming into the Redmond office of company president Brad Smith. They claim Israel is using Microsoft technology in the war in Gaza. This man demonstrating outside told KIRO 7 TV,
"As long as Microsoft continues to do its business with the Israeli military and government, we will not stop, we will not rest until divestment happens."
Smith says he supports freedom of expression, but not illegal actions that distract from dialogue. A walkathon is being held in Kirkland to raise awareness and keep the search going for Jonathan Huang. The 21-year-old who's on the autism spectrum disappeared from his Arlington home in March. The 4.1-mile loop begins Friday at Juanita Beach Park near a possible sighting of Jonathan in June. A Marysville man is back home after battling a rare flesh-eating disease. More from KIRO 7 TV's Deborah Horn.
Ted Neeland had a rare flesh-eating disease rapidly consuming his left leg.
They carved away about a quarter of the tissue from behind my knee.
According to Snohomish County Public Health, necrotizing fasciitis is a life-threatening syndrome in which an acute bacterial soft tissue infection causes severe disease that can spread quickly.
After being hospitalized for nearly a month, Ted is home. He says he's filled with gratitude and a renewed sense of purpose. A Kitsap County deputy comes to the rescue after witnesses called about a dog left in a hot car parked at a strip mall in Kingston Sunday. The sheriff's office says it was 89 degrees and the temperature inside the car was 112 and rising, even with the window partially opened. The deputy forced the window down and unlocked the door, freeing the pooch. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Possible showers today with highs around 80. It's 68 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy, Wednesday, August 27th. Thank you for listening to the show. And Ursula,
yes.
Let me tell you real quick. Mm-hmm. I know y'all text line. I know y'all went crazy on me about old lady, including my wife. My wife texts me and she says, no. Don't do that.
Yeah. So for people just joining us, G said earlier that referring to your partner as old lady is a term of endearment. And is it still okay? To which I said no. Okay. And then I will say 90% of the people on our text line say no.
Okay. Now, here is a hill that I'm willing to die on.
No, not this one.
No. Let me tell you why. Watch this. I'd argue if there's anybody that you know that refers to their significant other as old lady, chances are they've been married 25 plus years.
I'll say
Someone that refers to their significant other that way are better husbands than people that don't.
No, I think their husbands should know better. After 25 years.
And my buddy D-Dub in Lakewood says in Western Washington, that probably is not a good idea.
Yes.
But as soon as you hit the other side of the Mississippi, it's all good. Okay,
you
Ursula.
can blame it on that. Hey, we have another very full hour for you.
Yeah.
Coming up, we're going to tell you about the most expensive home ever on the market in Seattle. What was the price tag? What neighborhood are we talking about? What would you get for that money? And the price tag is, I'm going to tell you right now, $75 million. What would you expect to get for $75 million? Okay. Text us 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
What's new at 10?
Since our show is all about transparency and we're just keeping it real, this morning as we were talking about the stories of the day, you blurted out, G, that this is a day that you could really use Uncle John on our show.
I said that.
And so we're coming up with reasons to have Uncle John, a.k.a. former King County Sheriff John Urquhart, join us right now because there's always a lot to talk about when it comes to law enforcement, crime. And so I'm happy to say that Uncle John, former King County Sheriff John Urquhart, is live with us now. Good morning.
Good morning. And let me say, G, I've been married. Next month, it'll be 50 years. 50 years to the same woman. I've never called her the old lady. And boy, it would only take once. And I'd never make that 50 years.
Thank you. And Mark has never said it in 30 plus years, and he knows better.
Hey, Uncle John, I now that you've said it, I might have to reassess my opinion.
You might want to rethink that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Sheriff, here's really why I asked these guys to have you come on, because right now, crime is the number one topic right now throughout the United States, considering that the president is using it as a reason as to get the National Guard deployed to different places. Crime has, in my since I've been alive, and I want to ask you about this, it has always been used to be political. A political issue, a lot of times a political gain, public policy agendas, and all those things. I don't think anybody agrees and wants crime. Nobody wants crime. However, right now we are seeing where crime has actually been seeing a decrease all across the country, but it is used, in my opinion, as being political. My question to you is, when you see the news right now and crime being talked about, I want to hear what you think about it.
Well, you're absolutely right. Crime has been politicized as long as I can remember. Remember George Bush the First used that picture of, was it Willie Horton? The in his ad, his campaign ads to demonize not only African Americans, but certainly the Democratic Party. And that's clearly what Trump is doing now. He's trying to politicize crime, and he's trying to divert people's attention away from the Epstein files, the tariffs, inflation, price of eggs, you name it. And he's done a pretty good job of getting people to talk about something else.
So, Sheriff Urquhart, I want to ask you about something that Donald Trump Jr. actually said about Seattle when he was on Newsmax.
Maybe we should roll out the tour to Portland, Seattle, the other, what we'd call, crap hole cities of the country, not because they're crap holes, but because Democrats made them so. Yeah. Maybe we're going to expand this.
What would it do if the National Guard were to come to the Seattle area, as Donald Trump Jr. is saying, as President Trump has alluded to in the past?
I think the people of Seattle would feel the same way about it as the people of Washington, D.C., and they're not going to like it. You've heard me say it before. People got all upset about the militarization of the police, and I think with good reason in most cases. But boy, you put troops, you put National Guardsmen or soldiers or Marines on the streets of American cities, and people are not going to like it, and it's not going to do any good. It's not going to lower the crime rate. It's not going to keep people safe. They're going to be here for a limited amount of time, hopefully, and then it's back to how it was before. The federal government can be very, very helpful to local jurisdictions, but this is not the way to be helpful.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, actually, Sheriff Urquhart. What could the federal government do? Instead of swooping in with the National Guard, what would actually be helpful? If you were King County Sheriff today, what would you want the federal government's role to be in terms of helping fix the issues that we currently still have with the fentanyl crisis and the homelessness crisis, et cetera? What would you think that the role should be if they were to come in?
Well, the low-hanging fruit, of course, is more cops on the street. Clinton promised to put 100,000 cops out there, and he did a good job of doing that. We never have enough police officers there, primarily because we can't afford it. At least certainly not in King County anyway. But remember, Washington State leads the country in the number of police officers per capita. And I mean the lowest number per capita, not the highest number. We need more cops on the street. That's just kind of a given. But there's other things that they could do. Number one, don't cut the budget of these cities like they've been doing, $1 billion from D.C., for example. Finance police, finance the NGOs, help out with Medicaid and Medicare, do all the things that the federal government can be pretty good at, which is supplying the funds, the expertise to make these cities better, so that crime is not a first resort, it's a last resort for people.
You're hearing the voice of former King County Sheriff John Urquhart here on the Gee and Ursula Show. We talked about how maybe we citizens in the state of Washington would feel if the National Guard were deployed here. Can you speak for maybe how would law enforcement feel about the National Guard being deployed here?
Well, with cops, there's a multitude of opinions on any one subject. I think most police officers are smart enough to realize that this doesn't solve anything. It's not going to help them out. There's a few. We had the who was it? The head of the union in Washington, D.C. thought it was a great idea, but the rank and file doesn't, and the rank and file here would not take kindly to it either. We don't need that kind of help, and especially when it's not really going to help anything anyway. You've seen what they did in D.C. They certainly Union Station has got a lot of National Guardsmen, the Washington Monument, the Washington Mall, but not in the high crime areas of D.C. They haven't been deployed there, and they're not going to be out there for that 24 hours a day. They don't know policing. They don't know community policing. They don't know problem-solving policing. They're not trained in policing. And the number one thing that law enforcement has to do is maintain the support of the community. And the community, I don't think, wants the military in their cities.
Sheriff Urquhart, I would love to ask, because right now in the news there was a shooting in Belltown, and the business owners in Belltown are saying we've been begging the mayor to pay attention here. And when the mayor was asked about it, he said violent crime overall is down. But yes, we still have a lot of issues. Whether it is Belltown, whether it is 3rd and Pine or 3rd and Pike, if you had say in it and you said these are the things that need to happen to address those particular chronic problem areas, what would you do? What needs to happen?
I would flood the area with police officers. That's number one. Police officers can deter crime. They can arrest people. Obviously, Seattle can't do that right now. They should have 1,200 officers. They've got about 800 at best. They have trouble doing that, but that's really what needs to happen in these areas that are high crime areas. They need to have more police officers there so they can either deter crime or arrest crime. But, you talk about the crime rate. Gee talks about the crime rate being down across the country, and it really is. But there's two aspects to that. There's crime, and then there's the fear of crime. And the fear of crime is really more debilitating than the actual crime statistics. If you've been the victim of a crime, then the crime rate's 100%. And you don't want to hear that crime is down because it's not down for you.
That's right.
Fear of crime is really what's critical. And that's what needs to be reduced. That's what needs to be recognized, that people have this fear of crime. And let me give you a little anecdote. I probably, in my time as sheriff, I probably went to 60 or 70 community meetings, from 12 people attending to over 100. Not one of those community meetings did anybody ever say, Sheriff, my God, what are you going to do about the homicides in my neighborhood? There's just too many damn homicides. They never said that, ever. But what they did say was, Sheriff, what are you going to do about the burglaries? What are you going to do about the car prowls? What are you going to do about the strange people roaming my neighborhood? That's what they cared about, and that's what we can really have an effect on if we have enough people to do that. We don't. Seattle doesn't. Most police agencies don't have enough people to affect that fear of crime, which is absolutely palatable in most areas of the country right now. And between social media, Nextdoor, the media in general, that kind of feeds into that.
I just want to say, Sheriff, that point about fear of crime, I believe that's real, and that was such a great point when it came to that. No doubt about it. You mentioned something about Seattle having, 800 officers as opposed to 1,400, and they do need more officers. Okay, I agree with that. But what do you say, and why do you think that there is, if you will, less crime now with the 800 officers than there were when there were over 1,000?
Well, crime rate, the amount of crime, the crime rates, they go up and down. And, you can talk to sociologists till you're blue in the face, and they can have all different viewpoints about that. When I had crime go down in my jurisdiction, I always took credit for it, or at least I let my people take credit for it. And when it went up, well, those are factors beyond my control. There's so many different things. How many people are in jail? Are people getting out of jail? Are people being kept in jail? What's the bail policies? What's the judges' policies? All kinds of different things enter into the crime rate, and it waxes and wanes. It goes up and down, and it has over time. And until we are able to really effectively go after drugs and drug addiction, really, mental health addiction, poverty, we're never going to see a real serious and long-lasting fall in the crime rate. Because it may be down now, but it'll come back up again. And actually, a lot of the crime rates in Washington State this last year are way up, especially violent crime. I don't have an answer for that either, but they are. And it's just typical. That's what happens.
This is former King County Sheriff John Urquhart. I want to go back to the corner that keeps getting brought up when we talk about crime and things out of control in Seattle. So the area between 3rd and Pike, 3rd and Pine. When someone or when either the drug dealers or the drug users or whoever's out there that's causing the issues is unwilling to leave that area, what do you do? What should happen to the folks who keep coming back?
If they're committing a crime, you arrest them. Plain and simple. The Seattle now has a soda ordinance, I believe. Stay out of drug areas. That needs to be used more. It hasn't been. Seattle has a soap ordinance. Stay out of areas of prostitution for the Aurora Avenue corridor, which needs to be addressed. I don't think they've done a very good job of using that ordinance. So I would call on the city attorney to use that, and the Seattle Police Department to use that statute, that ordinance, much more often than they have been. It's a question of deterrence. We used to call it stirring the pot. We would go into high crime areas, and believe me, when I was patrol, I worked Pacific Highway South, when there was a huge drug and prostitution problem down there. A woman couldn't walk down Pacific Highway without being solicited, whether she was a street walker, a sex worker or not. But that got cleaned up, and it got cleaned up by enforcement. You know, the problem is with police officers is if you're a hammer, every problem's a nail. And so you've got to be a little bit careful of that. But the other saying is when you're up to your keister in alligators, you don't really care about draining the swamp. You want to get those alligators off your keister. And that's what needs to happen there. They need to put more officers on the street in Belltown, but certainly at 3rd and Pike, 3rd and Pine, and move those people along. And when they're committing crimes, out in the open. And that's really what they're doing.
Yes.
I saw that in White Center here a couple of weeks ago, smoking dope right on the sidewalk. And nobody was there arresting them, moving them along. Deterrence does work.
How about prevention? And what I mean by prevention is, yes, you know, cops and law enforcement being around, deterring crime. I agree with that, no doubt. But when I say prevention... So much
more than just that, though, Gee, you're right. Yeah. So much more than just the cops.
Right. And that's where I was getting ready to come, because a lot of times we expect and ask for law enforcement to fix everything, and we know that, look, they can do their best, but we can't rely on them and ask them to just absolutely solve everything. But my question now is what would it do to crime if people had more money?
Crime is not a racial thing. It is a poverty thing. It's connected to poverty. If people had more money, if people were better off, if people had a future, they would be less inclined to commit crimes. I think that's absolutely a given. That you can take that to the bank. That's a given. So what the government needs to do is figure out how to address those particular issues, along with treatment on demand, those types of things. But again, it's so much more than just the police. I harp on the police because I spent 43 years as a police officer, but I also realize that there's other issues, other solutions out there besides just throwing people in jail.
Well, former King County Sheriff John Urquhart, as always, you provide us so much insight and information, and you're just a wealth of knowledge. And that's why we say we want to have Uncle John on a regular basis. So we're going to talk to you again soon, please. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Two things before you go. I got two takeaways from you today, Uncle John. One, I stand corrected on old lady. You've changed me.
Yes.
And I guess my job here is done.
and two, the second one is that my real takeaway that I wasn't prepared for today, the fear of crime.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big one today, Sheriff.
Yeah, they don't care about the crime statistics if they've been a victim.
That's a big one. Thank you.
That's a huge one. All right.
See you, Uncle John.
Thank you.
Coming up at 10:47, we'll have scenarios. But up next, Ursula wants to do a "You Be the Judge," and it has to do with. But
actually, we're changing. We're changing. We decided. You know why?
Oh,
because we need to lighten it up a little bit.
Oh,
so we decided that
$75 million homes.
Yes. Remember.
Okay.
We're going to have some fun, though. What do you think you can get for a $75 million price tag in Seattle?
Let's have fun talking about a $75 million home. That sounds awesome. We're going to do that next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
The John Curley Show.
I told my wife once that you can tell the temperature outside.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You count the number of chirps that a cricket makes in 15 seconds, and you multiply that by 4, and that tells you the outside temperature. All right, you know what?
What kind of formulas?
I'm going to look it up. And you know what? You're going to be eating your words in there, Mr. Laffy, traffic, laffy.
Okay. The John Curley Show. Weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hartley and Brent Wilcox talking about Wilcox Family Farms.
Dad, I've really enjoyed all the community events we've been doing. One question I get asked a lot is, how long has our family had the farm? When I tell them since 1909, they're surprised. Why do you think that is?
I imagine it's because that's a long time, and many farms have been bought by big corporations that put profits first.
Growing up on the farm, I feel like we put people and the well-being of our hens first.
We do, and as you know, free-range and mobile pasture hens have organic soil to forage and do what they naturally would do. This takes more time and money, but it's the right thing to do. It's better for the hens and makes for great tasting eggs.
I agree. Here is Mike to tell you where you can find locally fresh Wilcox Family Farms eggs.
For fresh, local, pasture-raised, omega-3, hard-boiled, and other fresh eggs, choose Wilcox Family Farms. Look for Wilcox eggs at Safeway, QFC, and PCC Natural Markets. Wilcox Family Farms.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Gee and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter's offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Reutin here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for the neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR in the letter U.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
News special report.
No one should be fearful of sending their child to school.
A woman who lives near a Minneapolis Catholic school where 2 children were killed today and 17 other people were injured by a gunman. Police say the suspect shot through the windows of a church during Mass at the school. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says he had 3 weapons.
We believe he had fired all 3. He had a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol.
CBS's Anna Schechter.
We can report the suspect is a white male in his early 20s, and our sources believe that he's a resident near where this school is.
Tim Gallagher, a former FBI official, says authorities will be searching for a motive.
We can go through all of his electronic devices, things that he posted, things that he may have sent to himself that are, resident on his devices, whether it's his laptop or his phone.
The police chief says the suspect took his own life in the parking lot of the church. CBS News Special Report, I'm Cammie McCormick.
And I'm Heather Bosch. Members of Washington's congressional delegation are weighing in on the attack in Minneapolis. Adam Smith writing, I am deeply saddened to hear the news about the horrific shooting. Dan Newhouse posting on X, I wish the families, first responders, and community courage and resilience. Pramila Jayapal says her thoughts are also with those grieving. And she adds, quote, the United States continues to be the only country where school shootings are a regular occurrence. We must stop this epidemic of gun violence, unquote. Seattle reaches a record-breaking settlement with an app-based company.
Applause outside Seattle City Hall Tuesday as food delivery drivers are set for a payout. Local labor leader Shani Wheeler.
More than 16,000 app-based workers receive money into their pockets, real cash, and that to us is justice in action.
Uber Eats finalized a $15 million settlement with the city's Office of Labor Standards over violating worker protection laws. The company denies wrongdoing but agreed to resolve all claims. Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
Pfizer has laid off 100 workers in Bothell at the former Seagen campus. The pharmaceutical company acquired Seagen in 2023. A spokesperson tells the Seattle Times that Pfizer will improve productivity and efficiency by relying more on digital technology and automation. The engagement heard round the world is boosting the stock market. More from CBS's Jason Brooks.
American Eagle Outfitters announced the launch of the True Colors by Travis Kelce sportswear and lifestyle brand. Shares in American Eagle jumped on the news. Ralph Lauren shares also rallied higher after Swift and Kelce wore Ralph Lauren outfits in their engagement photos. And even Signet Jewelers rallied on market anticipation over a rush of engagement ring demand.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 142 points, NASDAQ ahead 30. KIRO News Radio traffic. In Seattle, you have flashing traffic signals at 4th Avenue and Denny Way. Remember to treat that as an all-way stop. Overall, your volumes have dropped and so have your travel times. Everett to Seattle, 23 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 28. Renton to Bellevue, 24. And your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Possible showers today with highs around 80. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this cloudy Wednesday morning. It was decidedly different this morning. I mean, it's still warm.
Is that why I woke up the way I did?
No, but I think we're getting you in a better mood.
Uncle John.
I must say, yeah, Uncle John, he saved the day for sure. Okay, let's talk about this.
Get ready for another Aces High Lifestyles, your VIP journey into the lives and loves of today's lucky winners who hit the jackpot in life.
Okay, you remember that show? Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Yes.
Okay, if you've got a spare $75 million lying around, you could be the proud new owner of Seattle's most expensive home on the market this year. This is a Georgian-style mansion. It's on Lake Washington. It's tucked away in the Denny Blaine neighborhood. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
You'd be within walking distance of that beach that Gee and I visited recently. Okay. It's the same street where Kurt Cobain once lived. It is a nearly 12,000 square foot estate. It has 5 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, 12 fireplaces, and just about every luxury that you can imagine. Yes, a private beach. Yes, to a dock, swimming pool, spa, lakeside pavilion, and sweeping terraces made for fundraisers and galas. And it's already hosted some fundraisers. In fact, former President Barack Obama attended events there twice during his presidency. And the current owner is a developer and philanthropist, Bruce Bloom. He bought the property from the Canadian government in 2005. Guess how much?
Let me see. If it's $75 million, he paid $60 million in 2005.
No, he paid just under $8 million. But he tore down the old Tudor-style house and built this mansion in 2000.
Tudor-style?
Yes. Why? It was a Tudor.
What's a Tudor-style?
It's a specific.
Like the house tooted?
No, Tudor. Tudor.
I've never heard of a Tudor house. It sounds like a house that tooted.
Oh my word. Tudor. Okay. Now, where was I? Okay, the King County assessor right now is valuing it at $31 million, but the asking price again is more than double that. So here's the question. What do you make of a $75 million home in Seattle? You were asking me, what's the first thing that you think of? Does it represent success, glamour, or is it, this is just another example of how
you want me
out of touch we are?
How do you and the listeners want me to get out of this segment? You ask me the first thing I think of when I think of a $75 million home, a home that was purchased for just shy of $8 million 20 years ago is now worth $75 million. What am I thinking? Which version you want? You want the simple version, let's just get out of this topic, or you want what really I think?
We're keeping it real. Yes, this is a show where we keep it real. What are you thinking?
Okay. I'm thinking that a typical white household in this country is and has 9.2 times the wealth of a typical black household, with figures of $250,000 average white income households, opposed to black households, $27,000. So what do I think of? I think of the disparities, right, in home ownership, the disparities in redlining over the years, and how people have been prevented from buying homes, and how this is an opportunity. This is how people have gained so much wealth. Now, I also think...
Do you want to go back to Tudor?
Okay, I told you.
Okay, you also think. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off, but I just pulled a G there.
I'm done with that.
I just pulled a G on that.
That was a good one.
Okay.
That was a good one. And you actually pulled me back. Now, going back to it, Ursula.
Yes.
What do you get in a $75 million home?
Okay, wait.
How does a $75 million home exist?
You have bragging rights. You can say that, hey, this is a home where former President Barack Obama came and did. It's
like, does his scent still linger there or something? I don't understand. Why does it give it prestige?
Well, and I want to know, what do you do with 12 fireplaces? I also want to know, when you tell me of a home that has 14 bathrooms. And in this case, they have 12 bathrooms, right? I think that's what I said.
The house tooted 12 fireplaces.
The Tudor is equipped.
Man,
the Tudor style.
Are those
actually?
Are those
it is no
gas fireplaces?
This is not. Today, it is a Georgian-style mansion. Yesterday, it was a Tudor-style mansion. Gee, you need to pull out Architectural Digest.
Nick, you've heard of a Tudor style? Who's heard of it?
Yes, he has.
Nick?
Yes.
I haven't heard of a Tudor style, no.
As David Snohomish County says, Tudor, after the period in England 400 to 500 years ago. Yes, it's a very specific style. Look it up. Google Tudor. There's a very specific.
Let me see.
It is a very specific.
I'm gonna take things only white people do for 1,000.
Wait, Ursula.
I gotta look at my Architectural Digest.
How many bedrooms, Ursula?
I said 12.
Bedrooms?
No, excuse me. 5 bedrooms. 12 bathrooms, 12 fireplaces.
Yeah,
you get your own.
You know why you got 12?
Because you need 2.5. Yeah, you need 2.5 bathrooms per bedroom.
No, if you live in a Tudor house, you need 12 bathrooms.
Especially if you're serving meatballs. Now we've lost it. Okay, text us 888-973-5476 888-973 KIRO.
Let me see what this is. Tudor style, architecturally style featuring steeply pitched roofs, prominent gables, and decorative half timbering with stucco, brick, or stone exteriors.
Yes.
Man, that house tooted. All right.
Never did I ever in my career.
Boy,
okay.
I needed that.
You needed that.
I did, yeah,
okay.
I did. Hey,
we got scenarios coming up.
Oh, yeah, in scenarios, we're going to be talking about some good stuff. Next, Gee Ursula.
The John Curley Show.
In-N-Out Burger, is that the ones with the old-fashioned 1950s hat on and stuff like that?
Weekdays 3 to 7.
They definitely used to. I don't know.
I think they still have that.
Yeah,
they're
probably.
incredibly courteous service. I mean, I noticed that as well.
Yeah, they're
second only to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, those people are so kind. You could, while you're waiting in line, they baptize your child, spay and neuter people, dogs anyway. Yeah.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
The Subaru A Lot to Love event is going on through the end of August. Carter Subaru is the only dealership in Seattle with the 2025 Outback at 0% for 36 months. Or take advantage of the federal tax credit before it goes away and lease a 2025 Subaru Solterra. Get a credit of up to $7,500. Head into Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard today.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The maximum amount financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25.
Recovery is deeply personal and can look different for everyone. Recovery takes more than persistence and resilience. It takes support. It's normal to go at your own pace and to lean on others during your journey. Research shows that individuals with substance use conditions typically make multiple attempts at recovery before achieving long-term sobriety, and those who continue to engage in treatment and support services, even after relapses, are more likely to achieve sustained recovery. Get help navigating your recovery journey, no matter where you are. Every step you take to navigate substance use and mental health challenges can help you reach your recovery goals. Peer and online support communities can offer a sense of connection, belonging, and shared understanding. Finding community support is a powerful, proven way to help support long-term recovery. Get connected to SAMHSA resources and create a plan that works for you by visiting samhsa.gov/recoverme.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind and the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
The insurance world, it can be confusing. So have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Jim Singletary here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we're not afraid to tell you no. Looking for a roofing company that'll do cheap, fast work and just cover up the problem? No, that's not us. Want a quick quote without a real inspection? Nope. Just want a price without knowing your options? Not happening. Look, we don't want to tell you no, but if saying yes means cut corners, bad results, or wasted money, we won't do it. Period. And here's the deal. Seattle gets 150 rainy days a year. That's not wait and see weather, it's call RoofSmart now weather. We say no to leaky roofs, sloppy work, and bad estimates, and yes to thorough inspections, accurate quotes, and top quality work that actually lasts. So if you want an honest roofer who's not afraid to say no to bad work, call RoofSmart today at 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
Hey there, Dawn Riling with Olympic Hot Tub. Ever wanted to try Cold Plunge? Our Cold Plunge for a Cause event is the perfect opportunity. Visit our showrooms in August where we have our new Vigor Cold Plunge displayed. Bring your suit and take the plunge. Olympic will donate $50 for every minute you soak to Charity Water. This wonderful nonprofit brings life-giving clean waters to communities around the world. Find details and sign up today at OlympicHotTub.com.
Olympic Hot Tub.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Hey, before we get to scenarios, back-to-back texts, we got Kyle in Bellingham, and we got Peter in Port Orchard.
I love them both.
Kyle in Bellingham says, why does childish, ignorant laughter bother me so much? Tutor is Henry VIII and family. Read a book. You sound like a 6-year-old. So Kyle took my tutor stuff as if I don't read. And I need to read a book. And then Peter texts in and says, I know you like to lighten up the mood on a regular basis, but gee, misunderstanding tutor for tutor is not that funny. Sometimes I wish I had a sense of humor. Now, Peter, actually, I stand corrected on you. At least you admitted not having a sense of humor. Kyle, get a sense of humor. Scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Hey, you should have heard what I said about hot tubs during the break. Okay, I am the only child. All right, get serious for a second.
Okay.
I'm an only child. My mom passed away about 5 years ago. My dad is 77, and he met someone new. They're getting married in a few months, and I thought it was great. She's 75, a sweet. They actually put sweet old lady. Sweet old lady, and I'm truly happy for Dad in his relationship. But here's the problem. He has asked for my blessing, and I'm not going to give it to him. Dad believes marriage is a 50-50 partnership, and you have to be all in. Well, she has 6 kids from her previous marriage, and Dad told me that his estate will be divided equally because that's how it should be done. That's all in, he says. This will cost me a fortune. I've been counting on and planning for. I told Dad I approve of a relationship, but not a marriage. I am the only beneficiary. I won't have my inheritance diluted. I am his only child. So why would he do this to me? Now he is sad, but said his decision is final and not negotiable. I'm crushed. So I'm not going to the wedding, and I'm out of line. Am I out of line on this? It just doesn't seem fair to me. How can he be so cruel and selfish? 888-973-5476. Ursula, you up to bat first.
You know that one, was it 6 kids?
Yes.
So that fortune is going to now be divided by one less person. You're finding a way to absolutely carve yourself out of it. It's your fault for counting on that huge inheritance. And really, good for your dad for letting you know and saying that he wants to, make sure that he's got your blessing, and he's also not blindsiding you. So while he's alive, he's letting you know. For me, this means I also want to share with my estate, my future estate, with this now blended family. So other family members, you might not like it, but it's Dad's decision. So are you being selfish? Yes, you are.
Yeah. And at least you didn't find out when he was dead.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Come on.
You know what you should do? Before he dies, say, Dad, just give me a Tudor house. What do you got there, Chef?
No.
Like, the mature part of me says, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't you dare be so presumptuous. But clearly they've had conversations about the inheritance before, right? Because he's updating him on the state of the inheritance. You could not tell me that you guys would not feel furious if your dad at the age of 75 remarried and was like, you know what, by the way, you're going to get 1/7 of what I told you you're going to get because I got a new wife and she's got 6 kids. Like 6 adult kids, brand new in their life. Dad's going to live maybe 10, 15 more years. No, that is doing your child dirty. That is not a 50-50 relationship. 50-50 means like splitting the bills, sharing finances. It does not mean giving an inheritance to your middle-aged adult stepchildren.
Okay, and I would normally agree to some extent with that. Should you be disappointed? Sure, you could be disappointed. I would say that not every family shares exactly what's going to happen after death.
Of course.
A lot of times you are completely in the dark until you are confronted with that situation, which is going to happen, and suddenly you find out this. Again, it's his money, right? It's not the son's money. It's Dad's money.
I also know that there are a lot of families, too, where the inheritance is used as a tool or a wedge.
And we don't know that. We don't know that in this case. We don't know that.
I just want you guys to, okay, this is G being serious now. I don't know. I've never met anybody in my life. I've never had a conversation with someone that is waiting for their parent to die because they got a bunch of money coming. So I just want... I've never in my life.
I've heard of people.
We have text messages coming in on it.
Yes. Brian from Arlington, I love this. That is not your money. Pray that your dad lives to 100 and spends it all. People who treat inheritance like this irritate me.
I've never met anybody, ever.
I at least have heard, not necessarily know them personally, but I have heard.
Nick, what do you got, bro?
I think it's a bit of an extreme to call off your attendance from your dad's wedding. You're still getting something from it at the end, but he's found what he wants in his later life, and if you really care for him, it shouldn't be about the money when it comes to his happiness. But I will say, I guess her true colors are showing out when, you know what hits the fan when it comes to his decisions on his will. So maybe she needs to change her attitude and things will turn around for her.
Good stuff, Nick.
Well, the other thing, though, is I would want to make sure that my dad is with full faculties and understanding the ramifications of a decision like that, so that someone's not coming in and also abusing him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in 75, I'm sure he's fine, but there are some people who also take advantage of situations like that. I want to make sure he's of sound mind.
Can I keep it all the way a buck with y'all?
Yes.
Though? While I don't know anybody and have never met anyone in this situation, let me just tell you guys this. If it was my daddy who had some money to leave me, and all of a sudden he got married to a boo with 6 kids, and had to split his money with me, oh, hell no.
So would you not go to the wedding then?
Nope, I ain't going to that wedding. He ain't getting my blessing.
Okay, Scott in the 360 says if he split it 50-50 for the current child and 50 for the other 6.
Yeah,
maybe that's a fair,
that is
fair way
fair.
to do it. Yes.
That is fair, but I don't want that either. All right. You know what I mean? You know how many practices my daddy missed to go make that money? All right. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about something. We're talking about bucket lists here in the state of Washington. Gee and Ursula.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. A gunman opened fire during Mass at a Minneapolis Catholic school today, killing 2 children. Mayor Jacob Frey.
You cannot put into words the gravity
the tragedy or the absolute pain of this situation.
CBS's Anna Schechter.
He was shooting from the outside of the building through the windows, including stained glass windows in the church. So those bullets were shattering those windows, and they struck the children in the pews, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old killed, 14 other children wounded.
Police Chief Brian O'Hara.
Police officers from the Minneapolis Police Department immediately responded, entered the church, and attempted to provide first aid and rescue some of the children that were hiding throughout the building, while other first responders came and EMS responded to rush victims to nearby hospitals.
The suspect killed himself in the church parking lot. Linda Kenyon reports the Trump administration has new restrictions on COVID-19 vaccines.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says the FDA has rescinded the emergency use authorizations for COVID vaccines. On social media, Secretary Kennedy said the Biden administration's authorizations were, quote, once used to justify broad mandates on the general public, unquote. Kennedy says now the vaccines will be authorized only for those considered at higher risk, with different age requirements for Moderna, Pfizer, and Novavax. In addition, he says all patients who want the vaccines can get them, but only after first consulting with their doctors. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Lawyers for Kilmar Abrego Garcia said today he wants to seek asylum in the U.S. The 30-year-old Salvadoran national has been at the center of the president's immigration crackdown. Jim Ursula has the latest on a controversial Florida detention center.
The head of Florida's emergency management says the controversial state-run detention facility in the Everglades, dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, will likely soon be empty. That's according to the Associated Press. The state has been fighting a federal judge's order to close the facility by the end of October.
The administration is taking control of Washington's Union Station. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the station has fallen into disrepair when it should be a point of pride. National Guard troops have been patrolling D.C. The federal government has already taken over Washington's police. On Wall Street today, stocks are higher. The Dow up 148 points. The Nasdaq up by 44. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The attempted kidnapping of a bikini barista. The story coming up at first. KIRO News Radio traffic. Seattle City Light is reporting a power outage that has knocked out some signals in North Beacon Hill, Yesler Terrace, and the Chinatown International District. Treat those dark signals as an all-way stop. Travel times, Everett to Seattle, 23 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 28. Renton to Bellevue, 24. And your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by D.R. Horton. With over 20 Puget Sound communities, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. Learn more at drhorton.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
We are not leaving.
Demonstrators stormed the Redmond office of Microsoft's president, claiming Israel is using the company's technology in the war in Gaza.
7 pro-Palestinian protesters, including 2 employees, locking themselves in the executive suite. Here's President Brett Smith.
The Redmond police literally had to take them out of the building.
Their actions follow a recent report by The Guardian, alleging Israel Defense Forces use Microsoft technology for surveillance of civilians in Gaza. Smith says the company is doing a formal review of those allegations, but adds,
look, Microsoft is not a government. It's not a country. It's a company.
Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
The protesters face potential charges of trespassing, resisting arrest, and obstruction. A 19-year-old man is facing charges after allegedly trying to pull a bikini barista out of a drive-through window in Lakewood earlier this month. She fought him off. The News Tribune was in court when the man pleaded not guilty yesterday to attempted first-degree kidnapping. A person of interest has been arrested after the remains of a Washington state woman missing for a year were found in a storage locker in the Dalles, Oregon. Police say she's been identified as 39-year-old Mi Hong Hee, who was originally from China but had been staying in the Klickitat County town of Glenwood until her disappearance. A Marysville man is talking about defying the odds by surviving a rare flesh-eating infection. Ted Nealon tells KIRO 7 TV he nearly lost his leg.
They carved away about a quarter of the
the tissue from behind my knee. So that's all like down to the bone.
What began as a small wound turned into 28 days of surgeries and skin grafts. He's back home now, and Ted says he's filled with gratitude and a renewed sense of purpose. A mother cat and her 4 kittens have been rescued from a mailbox in Roy. Breanne Kelly is fostering the feline family.
How horrible can you imagine to be just dumped in a box like that? Blackness and not know where you are and be with your brand new babies.
She tells KIRO 7 TV the cats are now healthy enough to be adopted out. Another construction project is set for I-5 near the Ship Canal Bridge.
Unlike the recent Revive I-5 disruption, this time workers below deck for drainage installation. Wednesday and Thursday, the express lanes will shut down at 9 p.m. That's 2 hours earlier than normal. Traffic will shift to the main line, but the impact should be minimal. Service will return to normal by the morning commute. Aside from these full closures, the express lanes will have single lane closures through September 11th, starting at 7 p.m. Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Possible showers with highs around 80. It's 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's Gee and Ursula. Happy Wednesday, August 27th. I just had to go talk to Laura Scott,
producer of Jake and Spike.
I said, Laura, what would you think of a guy that refers to his significant other as old lady? Laura Scott says, oh.
Thank you.
I would think he's not a nice guy.
Thank you.
I just said, put my head down, walked away.
Why did you still have to ask for more confirmation and validation? Because Uncle John, former King County Sheriff John Urquhart, told you if he had said that to his wife, he wouldn't have been married for 60 years or 50. Wait, I gave too many years. 50. How many years did he say? 50 years. Yes. So in any case, I think we've got that one settled. I think we have that one settled. A lot of people are still debating this whole thing about what should happen with inheritances. So that got a lot of people going. As always, we invite you to join us on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. And before we start this next segment, I want to ask all of you, what is on your bucket list when it comes to the most amazing things to do here in our state before you die? What would you recommend if you had to give people 3, 4, 5 different things and you say these are the things that you really need to do while living in Washington? What would those things be? Text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Also weigh in on YouTube. Hello to all of you over there.
Top stories at 11
on the Gee and Ursula Show.
And in fact, let's start there because Washington does have 100 ways to steal your weekend, but where would you start? And this is something that was posed by the Seattle Times. They spoke to local travel writer Gina Tarnacki, who has this new book called 100 Things to Do in Washington State Before You Die. And we talk about it all the time. We are so blessed to live in this region. We are really, really spoiled when it comes to natural beauty of this region. Mm-hmm. So we only have a little bit of time left before all the kids get back to school. Some kids are already starting this week. Mm-hmm. But if you could put together your, whether it's summer bucket list, fall bucket list, whatever it is, what would be some of those things that you would have on there?
Okay. Here's one. Down in Point Ruston right now, you have an opportunity to take one of those seaplanes. You go eat at the restaurant, and you can go and take a seaplane over to one of the islands over there. I'm not very sure what island it is, but I think that would be pretty cool. It's pretty beautiful. I came up with that one because, truthfully, Ursula, I don't know what to suggest to people here that would be a bucket list item.
Well,
and so I just gave that one.
I can help you with some ideas. So some of the on her list of 10 things that you have to do before you die, she says, explore Olympic National Park. Correct. Rainforest, Alpine Lakes, Cape Flattery. Make time for the Macaw Museum in Nia Bay.
Watch a concert at the Gorge.
watch a concert at the Gorge. That's a huge one that I have not done yet. That's huge.
Same.
One of the things that I was saying during the break
What'd you say?
is that I would recommend, if you have not been to Lake Chelan, you need to go to Lake Chelan. It is my happiest spot here in the state of Washington. And one of the favorite things that I have to do is if you can get one of those little floaties
Yep.
and just float your way.
That's what Lillian's
somewhere
doing
in
right now. Floating.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Not in Lake Chelan, though.
No.
Okay, yeah. So one of those things where on a hot summer day, and then every time you get a little too warm, just jump into the lake. And it's just so beautiful with the rolling hills all over. It is just a gorgeous thing. And I love
Lake
doing it.
Chelan is the Palm Springs of the state of Washington.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Okay, so another thing that she recommends is Yakima Valley Hop Country, tour the Central Washington Ag Museum, sip a flight at Bale Breaker, swing through the Tetons art scene. Okay, now I haven't done that. But it's talking about something to do here locally. How about going on a ferry with the kids? Seriously.
I like ferry rides. I've probably been on a total of about 5 ferry rides total since I've been here in the 20-something years. I think ferry rides are so cool.
How about this? Day trip around the Sound. Pick a loop, whether it's Bellingham to Edmonds or Tacoma to Rainier, and then stack along easy stops along the way. One of the things that we love to do on the weekends when we don't really have anything specifically planned. The other day I just said, hey, Mark, why don't we just go hang out in downtown Kirkland? Okay, sounds ridiculous and silly, but I go there and I'm like, oh my gosh, they've got great restaurants here, great parks, beautiful views, and it just took an extra 15 minutes out of our way.
On this past Monday, Chef has been there before, went up to Blaine. By the way, jeez, Blaine, can you be more beautiful? We stopped off Ursula. We had to go to the immigration office over there to get our little Nexus stuff. But we stopped off at Drayton Harbor Oyster Company. It's right there on the water. And Ursula, when I tell you that these oysters are to die for, I mean, so good. So if you're like something to do, I would say drive up to Blaine, you and your family, go to this oyster place, sit there, small town. You're right downtown Blaine.
Love it.
It's beautiful right there along the water.
James in Paulsbo just texted in, if you live in this area and you haven't taken a whale watching tour, you are missing out on a regional wonder.
You know what?
That's
Okay.
something that I have not done.
Okay, I need that.
Right?
I need that. A whale watching. That would be pretty cool.
How about this? Dave Matthews at the Gorge. Nothing like watching the sun set over the Columbia while listening to great music. That was from Rob in Puyallup.
Can I add on to what you said about the road trips?
Yes.
So if you've never done Chuckanut Drive up to Bellingham, Chuckanut Drive is beautiful. There's a Taylor Shellfish farm there. You can grill oysters, buy oysters right
I've
there.
driven past it.
Grill
Yes.
them on the beach. Before Highway 99 was built and before I-5, Chuckanut Drive was pretty much the only way to drive south. And so it goes all along the water, Chuckanut Bay up to Bellingham. That's
Gorgeous.
beautiful. Another oyster spot, the Hama Hama Oyster Company on the west side of Hood Canal, right on the beach. You know, they have mountains of oyster shells there, live music. They bring in guest chefs sometimes from all over the country. They grill them up right there for you. It's a fantastic spot.
Love that.
I think I got my 3
Okay.
that I think I need to do. Wendy, the truck driver, a cruise through San Juan Islands.
Oh, yes.
I've never
I have
done that.
Yes.
That was good.
Gorgeous.
D-Dub in Lakewood, a Christmas cabin in Leavenworth.
Oh, yeah, in the snow.
And then the other one is whale watching. I think those are the 3 that I want to do. Thank you, guys.
And one of the, here's another one. Hippie Mike from Stevens Pass. Rent a mountain bike and go to the Stevens Pass bike park. It is amazing. I didn't even know Stevens Pass had a bike park.
Me either.
I mean, okay. I mean, the suggestions are, do you have any other ones?
Yeah,
Chef?
I've got one. You mentioned Lake Chelan. Something
Yes.
I've never done is there's a ferry that goes to the boat-in only town of Stehekin. They
Yes,
have a
I've done that.
legendary pastry shop up there.
They do.
The hiking, the fishing, the camping is supposed to be absolutely incredible. Gee, on your float plane thing,
Yeah.
go up to the San Juan Islands on a float plane. Being able to look out over this state from that vantage point all the way up into, you know, Vancouver Island and the San Juans up there. It's just, I would love to go on a float plane up there sometime.
Okay, look, I mean, our listeners
Harbor,
are coming
Roche
through
Harbor.
right
They
now.
are
for us.
coming. They're coming
Jerry in
through.
the 206 says, Elwha Hot Spring in the snow. Okay, did I even know about this?
I mean, the Solduck Hot Springs?
Look, let me tell you something.
I know, I just said Elwha. I have to look that up. I don't know.
I think you mean Solduck.
There is a gentleman right now that is writing all this stuff down, and they're writing it down. I know what you're doing, player.
Like if you
because you're gonna go home to your wife, say, you know what, honey, I was thinking we should go do some whale watching. She's gonna be like, what's wrong with you?
You just gave a great idea. Can we compile some of these and put it on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to pick and choose some of the ones that are suggested because we're always looking for new things.
I can't believe D-Dub in Lakewood actually came up with one. He's a Christmas cabin in Leavenworth.
Yeah, Leavenworth or Plain, the little town of Plain outside Leavenworth is fantastic.
And Leavenworth, although some people like to grouse about, oh, it's so fake, it's not really what they're like, and it's so cute.
It is
and
gorgeous.
why would exactly why and the businesses there are fantastic. B and Puyallup says I stayed in a yurt in Leavenworth. Now, I've yet to do a yurt, and I don't know that.
I'm scared to ask y'all what a yurt is, so I'm not going to do it.
Wait, you don't know what a
do
yurt
me a
is?
favor, look up a yurt before everybody goes.
It's okay. Chef, explain it. I've seen it. It's like a little tiny little dwelling.
Yeah,
it's not much.
It's like a round cabin
Yes.
with a canvas peaked roof that goes all the way around it. Typically, they have little heater in there, electricity,
Not much.
and some bunks. It's basically like a step up above a cabin, but not or step above a tent, but not quite a
It
cabin.
looks like a hut, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, think like
hut.
the Mongol style huts that you see out on the Mongolian plains.
Yes. Okay. Well, keep them coming in because you all have horseback ride up Crystal Mountain and picnic at top. No one even mentioned Mount Rainier. I mean, all the mountains we have.
Do you think when people are up in the seaplane and they want to look down on how beautiful Washington is, they look down and says, "Hey, can you go past 3rd and Pine?"
No.
Oh, I got
No.
another one for you.
Okay. Yes.
You can rent boat cabins, I believe, on Lake Roosevelt. So you can rent a boat that has a number of rooms in it. It's got a huge deck, and you can just float on the lake, and that's where you stay. I think they might have those at Chelan too. But that is just party on the water with your family. It's great.
Okay. And love this one. 253 texted in and said, "We are visiting lighthouses."
Oh, we've done that. There's the Lighthouse Society. If you get a membership, it's really, really cheap. You can get on a list to rent a lighthouse. So we've stayed out at Point No Point. Once we
which is
stayed out at
another
the one down
gorgeous
by
area.
Tacoma.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
425 says, "It's me. I'm that gentleman getting all this information written down for the girlfriend." All right, what's next?
This is true. Okay, we're going to talk about another local icon. Okay, I'm going to just do a whole switcheroo here because we're going to talk about bikini barista stands.
First, before we keep going, real quick, before
Yes.
so I can just get this out of
Yes,
the way.
yes.
Before you tell us a story.
Yes.
Is it a yay or a nay if your significant other frequents bikini barista stands?
Nay.
Okay. I just want to
Because
know.
I know that
text
my
in, ladies, if your husband, if they
Yes.
go to these bikini barista stands, are you okay with that, or does it make you mad? Or are you like, oh, it's just fine?
Yeah,
Why do you
because
think it's only men?
I would know that it is. I think it's generally only men.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
I think that is a
That's a
sweeping statement that might be okay.
That's a sweeping statement.
However, because I've never heard that the coffee was just that good that they needed to go there, or that the prices were just that good. So if my partner said that they were going to a bikini barista stand on a regular basis, I know my partner so well after 30 plus years that I would be onto it really quick.
You don't think it's possible long live Mark?
No, because he would rather make his coffee at home or go to the AM PM and not pay a whole lot for it. Okay? So I know something would be up. But anyway, this is a real serious story because a 19-year-old is now charged with attempted first-degree kidnapping after police say he grabbed a bikini barista in Lakewood, tried to pull her through a drive-through window. Wow. This happened at 2:18 in the morning. And the News Tribune reports the barista was able to fight him off, suffered minor injuries, thankfully, and then surveillance video captured the whole thing. Investigators identified a suspect with his signed credit card receipt and license plate readers. clearly not very smart. He was arrested in Kent, pled not guilty. He was released on personal recognizance while the case proceeds. Now, right there, I'm pausing because why was that person released? The man told detectives that he'd been drinking, he'd been smoking weed, he was upset about getting dumped and losing his wallet, and he just, this is a quote, wanted to see a pretty girl. And he told detectives that he went to that stand because he knew it would be open and did not intend any harm, even though he's accused of trying to pull her through a drive-through window.
Sweeping statement. No barista coffee stands, clothed or not clothed, should be open after 11 p.m.
You don't want coffee at midnight?
Coffee stands staffed with women should not be open after 11 p.m. You want coffee? Go to the dang on gas station. I'm sorry. Let's not put women. And by the way, I'm saying women because 99% of the time it's women that are working these places. It should not be open, and they should not be in these situations.
Now, I'm just going to play devil's advocate.
You do a great job of that.
Because would you say that is punishing the victim, so to speak? Is it similar to when you say, well, she just shouldn't have been wearing that, because then that wouldn't have happened?
No, I'm not. I mean this with all sincerity. I am not punishing the victim. It is not the women's fault. However, it is, I don't care. If you would own one of these stands, it should not be open. I said 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock at night, it should not be open. Those stands should not be open.
Or if you're going to be open, then have additional security. Have someone else working with you, which wouldn't happen either. I blame if I'm going to blame someone, I'm going to also blame, well, first of all, the alleged suspect here. Sure. That's first and foremost. Sure. I don't buy just wanted to see a pretty girl. You don't go see a pretty girl and then try to pull her out through a drive-through window. No, you wanted to go way beyond that, according to these details.
I got a question.
But the other part of it, though, is what owner of a barista stand is okay putting a woman, or anyone, but in particular a woman who is not fully clothed and with the intention of getting a certain type of attention out there, vulnerable like that.
Thank you.
The type of owner who maybe, perhaps, just maybe, isn't only selling coffee at that hour.
And I don't even want to go there because I don't have that proof. Although there has been some history of that kind of thing happening. I don't have that kind of...
Come on, who's getting coffee at 2:30 in the morning?
I got some.
It's people who work the night shift?
I should probably get out of this topic.
Okay, yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
We're done.
Lisa in Bellevue says, nay, I wouldn't want my old man going to a bikini barista stand.
She used the old man. Notice?
And she put it in quotes. Gee, isn't that a double, Alexia says, gee, isn't that a double standard if you support legalized sex work? No, because legalized, nobody has to be in a coffee stand or a stand selling by themselves, just standing there saying yes. No, not at this time. Hey, coming up next here on the show, Ursula, what are we talking about at 11:30? I didn't
agree to disagree.
Oh yeah, Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes, the Jake and Spike Show.
If you are watching on YouTube, you're going to see a giant snake here in just a minute.
Weekdays, noon to 3.
Monroe Reptile Zoo in with us right now. Isaac Peterson joins us.
This is linguini. It's a Burmese python, albino Burmese python.
Albino Burmese python.
Yeah.
Oh, Spike is going to wear him. There we go.
I made the really bad mistake of eating a live mouse before the segment, and maybe he smells it on my breath.
Most people don't get comfortable with Spike that quickly.
I know. It takes most of my co-hosts at least a year.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
Sheila loves being active, playing tennis, dancing, golfing, running.
Those things you kind of need all your body parts working for.
So when her knees became too painful to keep doing the things she loved, rather than having surgery, she went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, for stem cell therapy.
I've seen so many things that have not gone well when people have had traditional knee replacements, and I'm glad to see that this is becoming popular now. I just think it's a much wiser choice in going through all the things that can go wrong if you start putting something foreign in your body.
And this isn't foreign because these are your own stem cells.
You've got your own body working for you. It just seemed like a smarter choice to try that first.
And so I understand you now call yourself Stem Cell Lady?
She did my knees and my shoulders. And if my hips ever go, I'll be back for that. And if they ever start stem celling your brain, I'll be back for that.
Okay, no brains just yet. But if it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, before choosing surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with Xfi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Gee and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation
preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
World-renowned pianist and composer Keiko Matsui returns to Dimitro's Jazz Alley this week, August 28th through 31st. Don't miss 6 intimate shows featuring music from her stunning new album, Euphoria. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
It was really scary.
A 5th grader describes what happened when someone took aim at his Catholic school during Mass in Minneapolis today.
It was like shots fired, and then we kind of got under the pews. They shot through the stained glass windows, I think.
CBS's Matt Piper.
Law enforcement sources tell CBS News the shooter was Robin Westman from suburban Minneapolis. Police say the 23-year-old has no extensive criminal history and died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound at the back of the church. They believe he acted alone. Police say Westman used a shotgun and a pistol and approached from the outside of the building and fired a rifle through the church windows toward children and worshipers.
An 8-year-old and a 10-year-old were killed while they sat in the pews. 17 others, 14 of them children, were injured, at least 7 in critical condition. Members of Washington's congressional delegation are talking about the attack. Adam Smith calling the shooting horrific. Pramila Jayapal calling for an end to the epidemic of gun violence. Dan Newhouse wishing the community courage and resilience. The FDA has just approved updated COVID vaccines. CBS's Linda Kenyon says they will not be as broadly available as previous vaccines.
The vaccines have been approved for all seniors. Younger adults and children with at least one underlying health problem will have to get approval from their doctors if they want the vaccine.
Patients are already rushing to schedule appointments before they lose options under cuts from President Trump's big, beautiful budget bill. That's what doctors are telling Washington Congresswoman Kim Schreier.
I want to make sure people understand. I want to set off the alarm bells, and I certainly want to hear from my constituents when they get their open enrollment statements about what has happened with their insurance premiums.
She says the bill passed in July makes significant cuts to Medicaid and will lead to more expensive health care for everyone. Supporters insist the bill cuts wasteful spending. New details on the number of Fred Meyer employees affected by upcoming store closures. KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas.
The company now announcing it's cutting 172 positions in Kent, in Everett, 189. In Redmond, 194, and in Seattle, just over 200. All of those cuts slated to start in October.
Their union says under the workers' contracts, they are expected to be moved to jobs at other Kroger-run stores. On Wall Street, the Dow was up 178 points. NASDAQ ahead 61. Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Hey, hi, Heather. Kia of Everett has our quick update. Very little action on the traffic map right now. We do have a 1:10 Mariners game today, so we're starting to see a little crowding heading into Seattle. North 5, you're going to slow at the West Seattle Bridge. The First Avenue South Bridge has a brief backup across the bridge there. And in South Park, Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes. It's already crowded from Northgate in the downtown. And the West Seattle Bridge, you're going to jam up eastbound at Highway 99 over to I-5. Thinking of a Kia EV, you better act fast. Thousands in tax credits end September 30th. Visit KiaofEverett.com for the huge selection. Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Possible showers today with highs around 80. It is, 69 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday to all of you. It's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Get this, the surveillance state is partnering with pastors around the nation. That's right, AI is coming to churches, and no, it's not going to be an AI preacher in the pulpit. More than 200 U.S. churches are quietly running airport-grade facial recognition, scanning every face that walks through the sanctuary. It'll create a digital profile, cross-check against membership roles, and even put people on watch list. And here's the kicker. AI Observer reports the company doing this says that no congregation has been informed the technology's been in place. At the same time, there is a company out of Boulder called Glue that has partnered with 100,000 churches to hoover up personal data online, everything from your social media activity to your health records. They're flagging people who are, say, struggling with addiction or chronic pain or depression for what they call, quote, targeted ministry. And the guy behind what they're calling the faith tech revolution is a former Intel CEO who believes the religious data market could hit $1 trillion. Gee, what do you think about churches partnering with tech companies?
You know what I think, Chef? I think about the many times that I've been to church, and I was trying to think to myself. I said, Self, how many times have you been at church towards the end of the month? Like right now, we're towards the end of the month. Here comes the first of the month, where the preacher in the pulpit said, hey, congregation, I need you guys to don't worry about the tithing this week. I know some of you guys are close to having to pay your rent on the first. Maybe scale it back a little bit. I realized, Ursula, I've never heard anybody speak in that way. I wonder if they didn't realize the first of the month was coming. I wonder if they didn't realize that a lot of people, I can't speak for everybody else in my congregation, a lot of people.
You were hoping that the basket wouldn't come your way? That you would
like
be able
they would
not...
say, hey, this Sunday, we're not going to pass the basket around because we know the first is coming. And we know how hard it is for some of you. That's what I think about.
Because I think the idea is that you prioritize the church, even in times of need, because the church also prioritizes helping those in need. And maybe you would be the recipient of the church's generosity. I think that's the whole idea of it all. I hate this idea, though, of having, first of all, is nothing sacred? Now we've got AI technology and facial recognition tools used in over 200 churches. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's the facial recognition, the data scraping. That's in 100,000 plus churches.
Okay, and then in most cases, the congregants have no idea that this is happening?
Correct.
I'm not okay with that. No.
Well, you know what,
not.
Ursula? Sometimes the Lord is not going to tell the pastor all of the problems that are happening within his congregation. And as the leader of the flock, I believe it is his duty to be aware if, Fred is struggling with his drinking problem and, Lisa has an undisclosed affair that she's currently going through. So why would you not want to minister to those congregants?
Okay, you know how you get that information? You have open communication and conversation and actual personal face-to-face conversations with those people and say, you look troubled. Pastors in my life have been really good about that.
Really?
Yes. Like, I am here for you in your times of need kind of thing. But I don't go to church nearly enough, though.
Ursula,
so let me just...
But here's my question. And by the way, I don't understand this stuff. Chef made mention that there was a software that was looking at people's social media to see who is struggling with drug addiction. It's almost like they're reaching out to see those in our community that are vulnerable. Is there a reason they're doing that, you think?
Well, I know where you're going with it, and I'm not going there.
I'm asking.
I'll turn it right back to you. Do you think there's a reason for it?
I just don't know. I just wonder why. I just wonder why that they would go after somebody that has a drug addiction or go after somebody who's vulnerable, who's gone through a divorce. And why would they go after the most vulnerable people in our population?
Because they may need the most help, Gee.
Exactly. I'm going to go on face value. It could be, I'm going to go on face value and say it's for, in their eyes, the good of the community and the faith community. But again, I will go with the core of a faith community is human connection, not automation, not data scraping, not new technology. And at the very least, you should let people know that that is actually what is happening. And I think that you will, no pun intended, lose faith in your church if you find out after the fact that this has been going on.
You know how I know that this topic is borderline crossing the line? Because nobody's texting in. Nobody's touching this topic. Hey, all kinds of folks text in when I said old lady. But this, you're not touching this one.
Never heard the famous song, A Mighty Fortress is Our Firewall? Or heard the Sermon on the Mount of Data? No, not at all.
No.
I don't know. You know what I would appreciate a system like this for is actually our listeners, because sometimes there are longtime listeners who text into the show and then all of a sudden they disappear. And we wonder, like, hey, Liz, where'd you go? You know, there's so many people that, like, you lose connection with. And honestly, like, technology can help you connect with people in some way.
I've been looking for Liz at Gig Harbor for, like, almost a year.
Where are you, Liz? We miss you.
Yeah.
Doug in Mount Vernon says, AI in churches. The church is getting serious about increasing church collections. And then, of course, because it's Doug in Mount Vernon, I thought the Almighty was all-knowing.
You can't, Ursula, you know you can't read Doug in Mount Vernon.
Pastor.
Doug, just so you know, we read your stuff off the air. Read his own air.
Doug, all I got to say is, can I get an AI man?
Yes, there you go.
Ursula.
Good one, Chef. Yes.
I just want you to know, like, full transparency,
Yes.
that segment was cringe for me.
Yes. You know how much, there are two topics that I really don't like talking about.
Guns and religion.
This is correct. I say it often.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm not going to make.
I know how uncomfortable I felt. I can only imagine how you felt. Yeah.
Having sent both my boys to Catholic school.
Yeah, that was. I just want to say that wasn't my best. Coming up next, text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Ursula's words to live by.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's G. Scott. College students, listen up. Whether you're at a university, junior college, or tech school, Safeway's got your back with 5% off just for being a student. All you got to do is verify your student ID in the app. Boom. Instant savings and exclusive deals. And parents, I see you too. Make life easier with online shopping and delivery. If it's your first time using delivery, guess what? You get $30 off your first order. Now, here's the real game changer. Fresh Pass. Subscribe and enjoy unlimited free delivery and special offers. If you use EBT, you get Fresh Pass for 50% off. Plus, big savings on fresh produce. That's right. Healthy food delivered and affordable. It's a lot of info, I know, but the savings significant and worth the time. So if you have or know a college student, make sure they visit Safeway.com/for-you. That's FOR and the letter U again, Safeway.com/for-you.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, "Now I finally finally understand what's happening and what to do about it. Take the first step. Call 425-633-1810 or visit longevitymedicalclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
Cars for Kids, the easy way to donate your car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.com or 1-877-CARS4KIDS.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
When the weather changes, your home shouldn't be the one left unprepared. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. We offer the strongest solutions in roofing, siding, decking, windows, and gutters, made for the Pacific Northwest. And right now, get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months or up to $3,000 off your next project. No gimmicks, no stress, just reliability you can count on. Visit stateroofing.com or call 866-ROOF-ROOF to schedule your free estimate today.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Hey, it's the Gee Ursula Show. We're back. You know, before we get to the text messages, Ursula, I want you to word it because I think you would do a better job of wording it. But Ursula and I, we ask each other a question off the air, and we thought since this show has been transparent all day long, we need to make sure we ask you.
And in case you haven't heard, it's been in all of our newscasts and on the CBS News at the top of the hour. But in Minneapolis, there has been a horrific mass shooting. 17 people, including 14 children, were injured in a mass shooting this morning. And the suspect later took their own life at the back of this church. And now, so we're getting all sorts of reaction. We're trying to find more about the alleged shooter in this case, the victims. Again, some of these kids, the 2 children who died, ages 8 and 10. Mm-hmm. So this is a horrific story, but we did not bring it up during our segment of the show. And my question to you, G, was, did we make a mistake? Did we make a mistake by not talking about it during the show, other than at the beginning of the hour and during the newscast?
And then what I said to Ursula I said, I don't think so. And the reason why I said I don't think so, because I just don't know where we would go. It seems and feels like every time we go into this topic, we talk about it, we go into this gun debate, we go into the, okay, your side, our side, and it feels like it goes nowhere. It's thoughts and prayers, and then it's back. It's a whole cycle. However, we want to ask you.
Yes.
Did we do a disservice not. I mean, it was talked about in our news.
I will tell you, yes, and it was covered in our news. And I'll tell you my honest to goodness gut reaction right now is that we should have talked about it at the very least. Kept brought up the details as they're coming out.
Remind people that it has been.
I mean, it's been in our newscast for sure, and so
at the top and bottom of the hour.
Yes, but should we as a show have also brought it up and weighed in and the idea that this happens, it always ends up with the same thing, nothing happens. I think that's part of the problem, that we have become desensitized to it.
Do you?
And I don't say me, you and I.
Yeah.
It is heartbreaking. It's horrific, but the fact that no one in our text line brought it up and said, "Why aren't you?"
Not one of you.
Not one person, and again, that worries me. This is not normal. This cannot be normalized. No. I mean, it is horrible. And so we'll have more details, because I see that there are a lot of details coming up too. But what motivated this? Was there anything that could have happened to prevent it? And again, I don't know that we're going to cut any new ground on it, but I don't think we're helping by not talking about it.
Yeah, everybody texting in right now are saying it is perfect what we did. Not one person is saying that we should have. Mm-hmm. So what do you think that means?
I mean, I think it's a desensitization. I can't even think of words right now. I mean, we're desensitized.
But I don't think that's what it is. Because I think people know that once you start digging in and talking about it, I think deep down what people are saying is not that they don't care. I think people are basically saying nothing's going to happen. I think that's what it is. Yes. I think it's exhaustion.
And the last thing you want to hear, I think you're right on that. And I think it's also, don't even hit me with those thoughts and prayers. Those two words right now in a time like this, with this going on, mean nothing. Okay. Well, y'all weighed in on some other stuff, too. Microsoft protesters breaking into the company president's office. Nini said those Microsoft employees are onboard terrorists, and hopefully the company deals with them appropriately. Fired for cause seems obvious. And Murray in Des Moines said, regarding the Microsoft protest, the message becomes lost, and there's been so much of this type of protest, it just becomes graffiti on the walls, and people just keep on moving with their lives. On the scenarios, the 75-year-old dad getting remarried, and he wants to split the future inheritance with his own son and her 6 children. The son now wants to boycott the wedding over this. Rob in Puyallup said, wow, I wouldn't be shocked if your greedy gets cut out of the will. Dave in Snohomish County said, I don't know what my parents have, but I hope they spend it all on having a good time before they leave. Nobody should count on what they don't already have, and sometimes don't even count on that.
Yeah, Ursula, I was trying to find someone that was 84 years old that texted in, and basically, I can't find them, but they did text in, and they basically said that they knew where our segment was going. We brought up talking about the church, and I said that wasn't our best segment because it felt cringe a little bit. I was very uncomfortable. But this person said they knew where we were going. They knew it was going to be that way. Even still, they love our show, and they're 84 years old. And so I wanted to read that text.
Like you're talking about Maureen and Milton.
And that
who met you and Lillian.
Oh, is that who that was?
Love that.
Oh, Maureen. Okay. All right, Ursula. Time for Ursula. Bye.
And maybe at a time like this is a good one. Kindness is choosing love over hate, light over darkness, and compassion over judgment. Sometimes we have to just go back to the basics. Love you all. Thank you for giving us your time. And we'll do this again tomorrow.
Nick, what do you got?
Well, there's so many places you can slide into DMs, from a Facebook friend you have to dating apps you think are gems. And apparently there's Spotify who's joining on the games, taking up a spot for guys to have a shot with ladies' names. But don't take G's advice with liners going into chats using dated ones like this coming off a bit creepy and flat. Sup, old lady? Let me take you out to get your housing architecture done Tudor style. after that, we'll check out my favorite barista from some frappes. I heard their happy hours 2 a.m.
Oh, Nick! All right, Nick, that was damn good.
For the record, I don't think there's no such thing as old. Age is a number. Trying to take back what I said.
Are you explaining the dating pool, bro?
Allie in Tacoma got you scared.
I know. She got me scared.
Because Nick initially said 40 or up, yeah, it's okay. No.
Just don't use that phrase at all.
Exactly. I think we've come to the conclusion 99% of the people don't want that phrase. Time to retire it.
All right.
Love
Ursula,
you.
Love you back. Ursula, great stuff today. Good stuff. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate you. Nick, that shirt you wear is fire.
Oh, yeah.
Tacoma Rainiers. It looks good, man. Hey, the Jake and Spike Show comes in next. We appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. Northwest News.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma,